All right, this is Brent Marvick with BP Kitchen Equipment, and we have here a 2020 Bizerba GSP HD, and although it doesn't say it, it's actually an HDW. The reason for that is due to this. The W stands for weigher, so you can see here that this is a built-in portion scale. It's reading out the live weight right now. Remove the sharpener, goes back to 0. So if you're unfamiliar with these slicers, they're just a different model that Bizerba offers. They work very similarly to an automatic, so take off the sharpener here, put it in auto mode, set it to infinite, and let's do a long stroke length. I'm just gonna calibrate the carriage. Yeah, these can work just the same as a regular automatic does. Like something you can do, for instance, just remove this plate, and you basically have a regular automatic from Bizerba. Then if you do want to utilize the portion scale, there you go. Yeah, it works just like a normal automatic does. So here I'm going to run it. So yeah, this is going to come in an infinite amount of slices. You can see here that it's set to cut slices until it's just finished. Here's the countdown here. So it can work as a regular automatic does, just like the other Bizerba HDs. You can also run it in manual mode. Benefit to manual mode is that it's technically an assisted manual mode. So here, it's going to give the carriage a slight touch, and it actually brings it forward and turns it to me, but it will not go through the motion until I push it. Shut this off. These portion scales are pretty nice to use in my opinion. So one of the benefits to it is, bear with me for a second. One of the benefits to it is that you can actually set it to, see here, we're in the automatic. This is the manual mode, let's put to automatic, and then this is a scale mode. So what you can say is you can say, I want, this is a better example, I want 0.1 pound. I'll actually change this to ounces before I send it out, but you know, say I want 1 pound of meat. 1000, enter. Then you can have preset data in here. So let's say you pre-pack things to 6 ounces. I'll change this to pound before I send it out, but this can be like, you know, 3 ounces, 6 ounces, 9 ounces, 12 ounces, or you can change it to be whatever number you want, really. Additionally, too, you can press it to the infinite amount, and what it'll actually do is it'll actually cut whatever product you're slicing until it's gone. So let's say that you're cutting vegetables using our vegetable chute here. Once the vegetable gets all the way done, it's, you know, nothing else is dropping out on the backside, the slicer will automatically stop slicing. Yeah, these machines are pretty cool. They're definitely the premium option that Bizerba has to offer. This one happens to be in pretty good shape. Let me open it up here. This gauge plate is in pretty good condition. This blade cover is a little worn, but it's really not bad at all. It's got plenty of life left. And this is used as well, but again, it's in pretty good shape. Whenever we get these things, because they're used, we actually go through and we sanitize everything, so everything has been wiped of minerals, it's been degreased, and then it's been sanitized with alcohol, so everything is going to come to you safe and clean. Additionally, these units actually have to be calibrated to their sharpener. So all of these slicers will come with a brand new sharpener, or a used sharpener, but it has brand new stones in here. So that's another benefit of buying these from us. These sharpeners cost about $120 a the stones are pretty cheap to replace. But yeah, there's a lot more that I could talk about with these models specifically. There's a whole menu in here for sharpening. We're going to be doing a YouTube video on how they operate in depth. Honestly, they're just a little too complicated to cover in this short video demonstrating the slicer. So hopefully this winter we'll be able to upload that video. That way any owners of these slicers can have an in-depth look at these. Something else that we offer, we actually update these to the latest software version. So you can see here that these green numbers have been updated. Additionally, we will be able to give you codes to the operator manual as well as the service manual. That will allow you to change all types of things with the slicer. Again, I'll talk about that in another video, but if you're interested, please give me a call and I'd love to explain. So yeah, besides that, why would you buy from BP equipment? So we, just like every other reseller, bid on these at auctions, and we ship them to us, or we buy them locally. At BP, what we do, however, is we actually service them before we send it to you. So a lot of people will buy the slicer, for instance, kind of make sure that it works, turn it on maybe. Yeah, turn it on, make sure that it, like has like a baseline function, and we'll say, oh, okay, this is good to go. Here at BP, we're actually technical experts in the products that we sell, which is why we only sell a few, and we make sure that everything is fully functioning for you upon arrival, and is covered by a 120-day warranty. We just want to offer you good products. We want to resell to you, and we want to make sure that it works for you the first time. And it's backed by a 120-day warranty, and we help our customers even after that. So whenever we buy one of these slicers on auction, we make sure that the mechanical, electrical, and moving parts are either checked, tested, and replaced, or just lubricated. Yeah, we make sure that all the mechanisms of the slicer work as they intended. These freeze up after a couple years, so I have to disassemble these all the time. We make sure that the safety mechanisms are calibrated, more on that later. If anything's bent or out of shape, I make sure that it's straightened. You can see here that this is totally straight. Again, safety mechanisms that the gauge plate is calibrated. Long story short, at BP, the equipment that we sell to you will not just be a used piece of equipment, but it'll be serviced. It'll be refurbished, and it'll be brought up to the needs that it needs to work for your business. Something else that we do is we actually sharpen these to OEM spec before we ship out. So let's make sure that this is on manual mode. So for example, let's cut this at, let's call it 2.5 millimeters, and just make sure it's on automatic. All right, we're good to go. So we make sure that these blades are sharp enough to cut a piece of paper very easily. There you go. All you have to do is just maintain the slicer on your end, just to make sure that it continues to work well for your business. Everything that you get from us is fully serviced. One aspect of that we do is we actually calibrate this gauge plate. We make sure that the blade in here has at least 66% of its lifespan left. So we're not going to sell you something that needs to be replaced or serviced, but it'll last you a long time. And again, backed by 120-day warranty. So one example, you can see here that the knob is currently closed and the blade is off. The moment I press it on, it'll start flashing red, indicating that you need to be careful. Something that we do is we make sure that this gauge plate is calibrated, so that whenever this knob is sitting at 0, it actually cannot cut you. So whenever you rotate your carriage back and you go to clean or whatever, you need to spin that blade. Your employees or you can't get in here and, cut off a finger. One of the other things we do, so the moment that you drop this below, Bizerba makes sure that there's a mechanism here that allows it to not kick back. We make sure that that mechanism is calibrated. That way, whenever you are slicing product and the blade is in fact exposed, you just can't get cut, or at least it'd be a lot harder for you to get cut. Let's see, trying to think of what else I could say. We also make sure that the gauge plate is calibrated to the blade so that it is 1.5 millimeters recessed both here and here. That way, whenever you are slicing products, say you're slicing ham, it's not going to be thin at the bottom and thick at the top, but instead it's going to be a homogeneous thickness all the way through. We also make sure that this dial is actually calibrated accurately. So this 5 corresponds to 5 millimeters. I make sure that this is within about a 0.5 millimeter of 5 millimeters. Normally it's closer to 0.25. That way, whatever it says on here, call it 10 millimeters, call it 0.5, it's actually going to cut at that. See that will thinly slice things. we make sure that all the meat that we slice here at the shop is about a 1/2 millimeter, so I know how important this spectrum is. There's a lot of things that I could say, but ultimately we do a pretty good job of explaining what we do on our website. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My number is 425-361-3695. My name is Brent Marvick. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a blessed day.